Hello, my name is Shannon Davis and I'm the mom and physical therapist behind the InspiraSpark products. We're so happy to have you here today to show you our new spring collection for some great products that are designed to keep your child safe but also to be super fun and entertaining. The first product I have to show you today is my invention, Hativity. So, unlike traditional sun hats that tend to flop in the front, mine has a nice rigid brim to keep the hat from flopping in your child's eyes. So, did you know that that's one of the #1 reasons why children don't like to wear sun hats? Is because they get super frustrated that every time they're wearing one, the brim is going down and blocking their eyes and they can't see. Not with Hativity. We have the brim here, as you can see when I'm kind of folding it, how it's going to stay in place and not flap down, being bothersome or blocking your child's visual field. However, we still wanted to maintain optimum sun protection around the rest of the face and down toward the neck. So we made sure that we continued with the other traditional properties of the sun hat by having this flexible brim go the rest of the way around the hat. This brim all the way around measured at approximately 3¼ inches. And this is important because that length is designated to provide optimum sun protection for your child by having that extra wide brim. So let's talk a little bit more about what makes Hativity a great sun hat. It's made out of nylon material, which is UPF 50 wet and dry. Why is this important? Because nylon material by default is woven really tightly so the sun rays can't get through it. And so that means that no matter how many times you get this product wet and dry, it's still going to maintain that UPF 50 rating of a 50 versus something that might be chemically treated. After a couple times of getting it wet and dry, the UPF 50 factor tends to break down because it's a chemical based versus our hat with the nylon material is an actual structural base providing that optimum sun protection. Some other things that we designed with the hat to make it super comfortable for your child to wear is we have this soft elastic band here. So this is great to provide that secure, comfortable fit to keep the hat on your child's head when they're out playing in the waves, they're going down the sliding board, all of those times when the hat tends to fly off. With this soft elastic brim, it's going to help to keep the hat in a nice secure place without anything under their neck, which is irritating and often itchy. So that's how we're able to provide a good fit there with that. As you can see inside, we have also this mesh lining, which makes it nice and lightweight, breathable, kind of gives a little extra ventilation in there to keep your child's head cool. Now the next thing that I want to show you is our really cool interactive patches that we design in-house. Actually, my children helped design and make them as well, so they are kid tested and approved, and we do little focus groups as well with children in the community and schools so they can give us feedback of exactly what kinds of things they like and what they think of our patches. So these are all hand designed and manufactured. And so here we have today, this is our household pets collection, super popular with the kiddos. So if you can see here, this is our chenille material. And so kids love this. It's got that super soft feeling. So if you have a kiddo that loves soft items, they'll really love this chenille patch. It's super cute and feels really good on the skin. As you can see, this is industrial strength Velcro, so nice and strong to keep the patches in place so a kiddo's not losing them. So we have, as part of the spring collection, we have our dog, our parrot, super cute bunny rabbit, great for spring and the upcoming holidays. We have our little kitty cat, our guinea pig, and then our fish. So one of the things that I like to do, especially with this household pets collection, is also use it as a way to entertain the kiddos. And so a great way to do that is maybe you're out at the grocery store standing in line, maybe you're at an amusement park standing in line, and your kiddo's getting fidgety. Well, a great thing to do is you can just take off the patches and then you can do kind of like a pop-up thing, right? And you can be like, hey, how do we hop like a bunny? And then you guys can do like little competitions with your kids about who can jump the highest and act like a bunny. Or maybe you do something with the parrot. Which one of you kiddos can move your arms the highest or move them the fastest? So the patches are not only a great way to have a child individualize their hat for what their unique customs are of what they like and what they're interested in, but you can also use the patches as a form of entertainment for your kiddos. And so this is great for you as a parent or caregiver because maybe you're used to taking, your sun hat and then you're filling your bag with a bunch of other things to entertain your child when you go out of the house. Totally get it. I was there. But now with Hativity, you can just take it all in one. And so it's super compact, and you have all of these different ways to not only give your child the optimum sun protection, but also come up with a way to have a game, activity, and fun with your child as well. So lots of different things going on here with the hat, because again, when I designed it, I didn't want it to just be a hat. I wanted it to be multifactorial in how it can not only keep our children safe, but also provide them some type of element and fun in wanting to wear their hat. So I have another hat over here. Obviously you can see they come in different colors. We only have the pink and the green here today, but we also have blue, khaki, orange, yellow, lots to choose from. So let's take a moment here. I'm going to show you some of our other patches from our spring collection. So here we have our sun, which is super cute, and this is done with a metallic thread to give it that little extra shimmer like the sun. And then over here we have our mountain with our melting snow. We wanted to make sure that we kind of had every area of the country represented there with the different climates. So for some of you out there, you still have the mountains and some snow for your springtime. And then we have, of course, tulips, super important for springtime scenery, having the tulips. And then a tree, and then this is nice and soft with the embroidered material that they used. For those of us out here in the Southwest, we have our cactuses that go through the blooms during our springtime. So that's our little cactus. And then of course, a springtime wouldn't be complete without those springtime rainbows that we get from the passing rain showers that come through. So that's our spring collection as well that we'll have out there for the springtime. Lots of really cute, pretty, colorful patches for your kiddos for their hats. We have a bunch of other ones as well on our Amazon link that you can check out. Lots of different things to be excited about, for your kids to be excited about, so they can design and individualize their hat. The other thing that I wanted to show you today is we also have our activity book as well. So maybe you buy a different, couple different patch collections for your kiddo and you need a place to store them. This Velcro book is a great place to keep everything all together, super soft, easy to travel with, but again, great way to keep your patches organized, so then that way you don't have to worry about losing them with your kiddos. Now we're going to take a moment and I'm going to show you our other product, the little balance box. Today we have two different balance boxes here to show you. We have our tall little balance box and then our original version little balance box. So this is a great way to see them side by side, so you can see the differences in the actual height of the balance box, but also the overall footprint. So this tall version here is 14 inches tall. The original version is 12 inches tall. And so as you can see, it's not only a height difference, but also a bigger overall footprint when you use the taller little balance box. We have a lot of great information on our actual little balance box listing that tells you how to choose which little balance box is best for your child. But in general, the tall is usually recommended for a child that's on that 95th percent growth tile and up. Is when you're going to choose the tall one over the original one. And the reason why is because we want the a child, when they're using it, to be a little bit shorter than a traditional push toy, because that's what allows them to be able to put their hands and get their forearms and make that transition from tall kneeling to standing. You need the shorter surface height. And so that's how the balance box is designed, is to be at that shorter level to make improved and easier access for a child to go from that tall kneeling to standing position. Now let's talk a little bit about the actual balance box and the materials and the amazing features that it has. So the first thing is you'll notice the square top provides a lot of surface area for the hands and the forearms to be placed wherever a child needs to feel counterbalanced and safe. They're not having to hold on to just one spot. They're able to put their hands anywhere. So that's a big deal because it gives a lot of option and variety. We have the bamboo eco-friendly frame here with a plant-based finish. And then as we come down, we have the feet, which are pure nylon. Inside the feet are actually springs. There's no wheels. And so this is important because the springs help to provide the stability of the little balance box. So when their child's moving from different floor surfaces, like going from carpet onto tile or wood, or when they're working on those transitions of going from tall kneeling to standing, the springs are going to provide that stability. So let me show you right now how the springs work. As a child's pushing their hands on that top surface, you can see it going up and down. And that's how the springs are interacting and engaging. So the more a child leans, the more the springs are going to compress and give more stability. The less the child leans, the less the springs are going to engage. So that's how the springs work in the little balance box. It all depends on how much force is put through that top surface. On the top here we have polycarbonate, BPA and PVC free. Has a cool little drum sound, teaches cause and effect, and it's clear. Kiddos love to look through it, look down, see what's going on with their feet. So that's the clear material that we have here as well. The little balance box is going to come with everything already assembled with the feet, and then we'll give you the 4 screws and screwdriver so you can put it together in less than 5 minutes. Makes a great birthday present, gift, because everything's already there to be able to put it together and to be able to have your child get out and use it as soon as they're ready. So let's talk a little bit more about the recommended age for the little balance box. We recommend using it as early as 6 months of age on a child that has good head and trunk control. And how are you going to use it with a 6-month-old is that you're going to help give them support in standing, and they're going to be leaning on the top surface. Maybe you have a couple toys for them to play with. Then they're going to be able to use it as the push toy, and then ultimately be able to use it as a toddler table. So it's more of a lifestyle piece that's going to be in your home for years versus something that you're just going to use for a couple months. So these are the balance boxes, and again, these are 2 different heights that we have available, which is our tall little balance box and our little balance box. We have our great new spring color coral here to show you today, and then we just launched the tall balance box with the gray feet. Now tuning into our video on InspiraSpark Spring Must-Have Pieces. My name is Shannon Davis, and I'm the mom and physical therapist inventor of these amazing products that I'm going to show you here today. And we have some new things that we just came out with for our spring collections. So lots to show you today. Gonna start off with first Hativity interactive headwear for children. Got 2 pieces here to show you today, and I'm gonna show you why your kid's gonna absolutely love Hativity as compared to other sun hats that are out there. And the reason why is because we have the only no flop sun hat brim that is going to stay in place for your child. So you can see here as I kind of fold the brim over, it has that semi-rigid design. So it's going to stay in place. It's not going to flop down in your child's eyes and block their visual field. And that's actually one of the #1 reasons why kids don't like to wear sun hats, because it flops and then they get really annoyed with it. Not with Hativity, it's going to stay in place. But then on the sides, we have this nice flexible brim around the rest of the hat to maximize that sun protection. And the brim here measures at a width of at least 3¼ inches. So lots of sun protection all the way around for your kiddo. Some other things that we considered in the design for Hativity to make it super comfortable and a great fit for your child is this inner soft elastic band is going to provide that additional comfort and or snug feeling to keep the hat in place, which is great like if they're going down the slide or they're playing in the water, ocean and stuff like that, gust of wind comes. This is going to help keep the hat in place and keep it nice and comfortable. Has this nice inside breathable mesh material as well, which helps keep it cool. Now let's talk a little bit about the patch collections that we have. Today we have the Household Pets collection, and I'm very excited because we actually designed these patches in-house. My kids help with designing them. And then we take the pictures over to different focus groups at the school. We get the feedback from the kiddos to see what they like, what feels they like, all of that good stuff. So very kid tested with all of these different characters and stuff that I'm going to show you. So the first one I'm going to show you here is our dog, and as you can see, we pick different textures when we manufacture our patches. And so this one is made out of our really soft chenille material, and so if you have a kiddo that likes to feel something soft or kind of rub against things, these are the kind of patches or kinds of things that your child's going to love. And what's great about it is it's on the hat, so if a child wants to play with it, they take it off, they can kind of rub, they can kind of play with it, and then they put it back. So it's a great way to ensure that if your kid has those little favorite items that you don't want to get it lost, this is a great way because you just stick it back on Hativity and it goes with your kiddo. So let's look at some of these other cute patches that we have. We have our parrot patch, super colorful. Bunny, great for springtime, and this one's got a felt feel to it, so again, also very soft. We have our kitty cat. We have our guinea pig. This one's also made with felt, gives that really nice soft feeling. We have our fish here, and then we are back to our dog. Each patch collection comes with 6 patches, so then you have one for each patch here, or Velcro open space. We also have a Hativity activity book, so if you do end up getting multiple patches, or maybe you find some other ones in a collection that you want to add to the hat, this is a great way to keep everything stored in your Hativity book, so we do have those available as well. to check out to keep everything nice and organized. We're going to go ahead now and take a look at another collection, and that's our spring collection, which is super cute for this time of the year. And this is a great way too to not only use the patches to kind of decorate the hat and promote your child's independence and creativity and what they like, but also to talk about different things, or how can the patches be used to help entertain your child. So for example, I like to use these household pet ones as a great way to kind of play around with kids or maybe work on gross motor skills. So for example, you can pick out the dog and say, how does a dog move? How does a dog walk? And do kind of fun and silly things like that. And so that's a great way to create activity and also interest in how you can use the patches with your child. With this spring collection here, let's take a look at those because we've got some really cute ones here for you today. Let's first start off with our sun. This one is made with the metallic thread there, so super cute, gives that kind of extra shimmer and shine like the sun does, so kids really like that. We have our mountain one. So this is a great time where you can talk about different areas and where kids live. So I'm in SoCal, for example, right? And so we have crazy weather here and crazy atmosphere and landscape, because at some points we can go to the beach and then the same drive we can go up and see the mountains with snow. And so this is a great way to talk about when we go to the mountains that some areas in the springtime still have snow and the snow's melting, for example. Or maybe you live out in Colorado and that's what your springtime looks like, is a lot of mountains with snow on them. Then of course we have our tulips, which is a great way to bring in spring with the cute little tulip flowers. And then we have our tree, and this is a nice soft embroidery feel on that patch. And then we have our cactus. Maybe you live out in the desert area and your springtime is a bunch of cactuses with really cute blooms. Maybe you live on the East Coast and you don't see cactuses, and that's a great way to talk about what the weather is like and springtime maybe out in the Midwest for your children if you live in the East Coast. And then the last one is a really cute rainbow, and this is a great way to talk about things just with science and like how are rainbows, what makes a rainbow, and a great time to talk to a child about the reaction of the sunlight in the water and how it creates the rainbow. So these are different ways too that you can use the patches, not only to decorate and design the child's hat and they can have fun with, but also ways to talk about different things that are going on and do education with your child. So the next thing that I'm going to show you here is the little balance box. And so this is our new coral color, released just a couple weeks ago for spring, so we're very excited about that. And so the little balance box is a push toy, and there's actually springs in the feet, there's no wheels. So it's going to work on carpet, tile, and wood surfaces. And so what happens is when your little one is pushing down on that top surface, the springs are compressing, and that's where it's creating the stability to use the little balance box as a push toy walker. The little balance box can actually start being used as early as 6 months of age with assistance, and so you could be working on a child working on their standing balance. They're using this as maybe their little table and they've got their little toys on. It's great for them to be pushing down on that top surface. They're working on head and trunk control. Then they're going to progress to using it as a push toy, and then they can use it later on as a toddler table when they sit down on the floor and put their little stuff on top. So this is a real easy to clean surface, which makes it great. It's clear, so it helps with visual acuity and depth perception, has a cool little drum sound. We use all the best high quality materials. This one is bamboo, so eco-friendly, good stuff there. And then the feet are pure nylon, no plastics. And then the top is polycarbonate, BPA, and PVC free. So we kind of nicknamed this the cleanest baby walker out there because of the way we designed it and the materials. It's going to be one of the best things to be in your home. It's more of a lifestyle piece that you're going to want to keep around for years. So one other thing I totally forgot to mention about Hativity in talking about materials is this also is made with nylon, just like the feet, but it provides the UPF 50 rating for the hats. And so if you didn't know about UPF 50 ratings, it can either come from the actual material that you use and giving it the structure, and in this case with nylon, it's very closely knit, so that's what blocks the actual sun from getting through. Versus if something is UPF 50 with a chemical treatment, then they usually put a spray or something on it, and that tends to break down over time. And so with the Hativity, we also use quality materials with sourcing the UPF UPF 50 nylon material that it's going to hold up over time regardless of how many times that you get it wet and dry. It's still going to keep that same UPF 50 rating. So as you can see, lots of information with our springs must-have, from not only the function and the design and what we thought of, but also in the quality of the materials that we use, because we wanted it to be the best and safest thing for you and your child and what you have in your house and what they're exposed to. Thank you so much for watching our Amazon Live, and we hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.